Hey everybody, welcome back to JC Sports Replays as we continue our 1986 Strat-O-Matic Super Advanced Baseball season. We're still technically in opening day, even though we've moved on from the 7th to April 8th, 1986. This is our second game on April 8th. We're going to have the visiting Montreal Expos here in Atlanta, Fulton County Stadium to take on the Atlanta Braves. We will briefly go over the lineups for the teams. The Expos come into Atlanta with the following lineup. Batting first and playing left field, Tim Raines. Batting second and playing second base, Vance Law. The right fielder batting third, Andre Dawson. Batting fourth and playing first base, Jason Thompson. Batting fifth, playing shortstop, U.B. Brooks. Batting sixth, and playing third base, Tim Wallach. Batting seventh and playing center, Mitch Webster. Catching and batting eighth, Dan Billardello. And batting ninth and pitching, Bryn Smith. Smith for the Expos, 10-8, a 3.94 ERA in 30 starts, 182 hits in 187 innings, just 63 walks to go with 105 strikeouts. And he did give up 15 homers, so he does a good job of keeping the ball in the park. The hometown Atlanta Braves will come out like this. It's going to be Claudell Washington leading off and playing right field. Shortstop Rafael Ramirez will bat second. Center fielder Dale Murphy will bat third. Bob Horner will play first and bat cleanup. Batting fifth and playing left field, Terry Harper. Behind the plate catching and batting sixth, Ozzie Virgil. Ken Oberkfell batting seventh and playing third base. Glenn Hubbard playing second and batting eighth. And the pitcher, Rick Mailer, batting ninth. Mailer comes in a 14-18 record, 4.88 ERA in 39 starts, so he gets a lot of work. 238 innings. He did give up 283 hits, so he does get hit around a lot. 95 walks and 137 strikeouts. So Mailer's an innings eater, but those innings aren't necessarily high quality. We'll get things ready to go here. It's going to be the Expos and Raines leading things off against Mailer. We have the holds done yet? We do not, so let's check Mailer's hold. He's pretty good at holding runners on, a -3. But I'll have to deal with Ozzie Virgil's arm of +2, so that makes him just a -1. So when we hold, the Expos will be -3, -5. As long as we're at it, we'll take a look at Smith. Bryn Smith has a neutral hold rating of 0, and he will be aided by Billardello's -1 arm, so also a -3, -5 for them. Calculated that one and not the other one. Weird. Your umpiring crew tonight is down at third base, Jerry Davis. Up the middle in second base, Eric Gregg. Down at first base, Dick Stello. And behind the plate, Doug Harvey. All right. Looks like everybody's ready. Mailer is on the mound. His warm-up tosses are complete. He'll be throwing right-handed. And Raines steps into the left-handed batter's box, the switch hitter. Atlanta has chosen the blue and red dice today. So Raines is ready and waits for the pitch from Mailer. How about a 1-5? Single one or line out to second. It's going to be a line drive, but right at Glenn Hubbard for the first out. So one down, and that'll bring up the right-handed second baseman, Vance Law. Law steps into the box. Mailer with the windup. Got a jumper. How about a 5-12? Ground ball second base X. So Hubbard again, he's a 3E23 at second for the Braves. 3E23. Another jumper. Cut it out. Don't start. All right, we got a 13-12. That's going to be a G2. And nothing. So Hubbard will pick it up and make the play over to first to retire Law. We'll bring up Andre Dawson. Dawson always with some power. A dangerous hitter. Mailer ready. And the pitch is a 3-8. Grounded down to third. It'll be taken there by Oberkfell. He fires across to Horner to retire Dawson. A 1-2-3 inning for the Expos, and Mailer sets him down. As we go to the bottom of the first, no score. Braves to bat. And leading off for Atlanta against Bryn Smith will be the left-handed Claudell Washington. Washington in the box. Waits for the pitch from Smith. The delivery is a 2-7. That's going to be a strikeout. Washington down on strikes. 1 away. Rafael Ramirez, the shortstop, comes to bat. Batting right. How about a 3-7? That's a single up the middle for Ramirez. And he will be on at first. So 17, he has a decent chance. -3, his steal success will be 14, so he will try to get a lead. 2-6. He does. So 1-14, he's going to be safe. 19, he's caught stealing. So Bill Ardella was waiting for it and guns him down. Ramirez caught stealing for the second out. And that'll bring up Dale Murphy. Murphy, a great center fielder, and he has power. Great all-around player. A guy who should probably be in the Hall of Fame. Also, on a previous broadcast, I mentioned that Alan Trammell should be in the Hall of Fame. Someone reminded me that he is. So there we go. In any case, 1-5 for Murphy. He strikes out. Third out of the inning. Non-traditional 1-2-3 for Smith. But the result is the same. No score, nobody left. And we'll head to the second. Coming up for the Expos, left-handed first baseman Jason Thompson. Mailer with the pitch. How about a 3-7 against the right-hander? And Thompson lays off, and he will draw a base on balls. That's the first base runner for the Expos today and this season. Thompson not a steal threat. They will not even hold him on. He's so slow a foot. And here's Brooks. Yubi Brooks, a very, very good hitter. He's in there for his bat. How about a 2-3 against Mailer? That's a ground ball down to second. Looks like Hubbard will grab it. He flips to Ramirez for 1 and on to Horner to turn the 4-6-3 double play. And quickly, there are 2 outs here. Mailer's defense doing him some favors. He got a good ground ball there, though. That was a routine, made-to-order double play ball. And that'll bring up Tim Wallach. A bit of power for Wallach, a gapster. He will play third today and bat sixth, and he waits for the pitch from Mailer. 5-8. Ground ball, second base X. It's Hubbard again, 3E23. That'll be a 12-12. G2. And nothing doing. So Hubbard slings it over to the first baseman Horner, and another non-traditional 1-2-3. Expos go down. Braves coming up. The Braves will send Horner, Harper, and Virgil to bat. Here's Bob Horner, first baseman. Smith delivers. How about a 5-8? Grounded down to third. Wallach will take it and fire across the diamond to Thompson to retire Horner. 1 down. Brings up Terry Harper. Harper, a left fielder. Here's the pitch, a 3-9. That's going to be a single to right. So Harper goes the other way, and he's got himself a base knock. And not the greatest chance to steal here. They'll hold Terry on, though. And here's Ozzie Virgil. Virgil with occasional power. Listen, stay in the stadium. There we go, 2-7 for Virgil. That's going to be a ground ball shortstop. They are holding Harper on, and that plus means it's going to get through for a single. So Virgil with a base hit assisted by Harper being held on. And now it's first and third with 1 down, pardon me. First and third, 1 out. And that'll bring up Oberkfell. Ken batting from the left side against Smith. Corners in? Yeah, they'll draw corners in, try to prevent the run with no score yet. How about a 5-6 against the lefty? That's a strikeout. So big strikeout for Smith. And now the infield can play back, and here's Glenn Hubbard. Hubbard, who've heard his name a couple times today. He's been tested at second base a few times and has not come up wanting. He will wait for the pitch from Hubbard. First and third, 2 outs. Pardon me, the pitch from Smith. 5-6 is going to be a ground out, a short. Yubi Brooks takes it and fires to Thompson to retire the side. So no runs, 2 left. Oh, we need some pitchers hitting cards here. That's going to be Mailer leading off the next inning. We need a 3 for him. There we go. And do I have one over here? I already have the pitcher sitting card for Smith. So we'll go to the third. And Mailer will face Webster. Mitch Webster, the center fielder, batting left today. How about a 5-7 for left-handed double 1 to 3, single 4 to 20. That's going to be a base hit for Webster. Drops in front of Murphy. He gets it in quickly and holds Webster to a single. Webster, pretty good steal success chance here, so we'll see if we can get a good lead. He needs a 2 to 6 or a 12 to get a lead. A 7, no good lead, so we'll move on. They're holding him close. Villardello up to bat. Villardello. It's going to be a hit and run B here. We're actually going to go ahead and hit and run with Villardello. How about a 3? Actually, it's going to be a 10. 6-10. Against the right-hander. Fly ball to center field. Routine chance for Murphy, and that's one away. All right. So here comes Bryn Smith to the bat. Smith's a pretty good hitter. He's a 6 NR. So Webster on first, held close. Mailer with the pitch. 1-9. It's going to be a base on ball. So Smith lays off and takes the walk. Going to put runners in first and second with just one out. And we'll bring up Timmy Raines. Tim is 0 for 1 today. Let's see how this goes. How about a 5-6? I'm going to build some plexiglass barriers here or something. 5-6, Raines batting left. That's another base on ball. So Mailer has lost his control here. And suddenly it's bases loaded with just one out. They'll be playing for a double play. They're not holding Webster at third. They will be looking for a double play against Vance Law. Law 0 for 1 so far. Grounded out his first time up. Well, there is a possible balk. Possible balk. Mailer's only a balk on a 1, so we'll re-roll the feet. Find out. No balk, so we re-roll the 3 6-siders. How about a 3-8? Pops it up on the infield. Ramirez calls everybody off and makes the catch. 2 down. That was a big out right there for Mailer. So base is still loaded, 2 outs, and Andre Dawson to the plate. You know what Andre's thinking about here, driving in some runs. Scoreless game so far. Bases full of Expos, and Mailer with the delivery from the stretch. Another possible balk. Nope, 18 seconds. Midgie says no balk. She's very, very dissatisfied with that. She wanted a balk. She loves balks. I think she loves walks, actually. She's confusing balk and walk. We're not going for a balk, Midgie. Okay? There was no balk. If we roll a 1, we'll go for a balk. All right, so no balk. Dawson ready, and Mailer to pitch. How about a 3-11? Right-hander grounded down to first. Horner will be there. Fields it and flips it to Mailer to retire the side. So Mailer gets out of trouble. 3 left, and still no scores. We head to the bottom of the third. Had a fun night at a wedding last night. Put up a little short about that. It was not my wedding. I've been married for a year and a half. It was a good friend's wedding, and we had a really, really nice time. I drank a little bit too much, but that's okay. We had fun. So here's Mailer. He's going to lead it off against Smith. Mailer, a 3-hitter. How about a 4-4? Mailer bats right, I assume he does. Grounded down to third. That's a third base X. Wallach, a 2E21 for the Expos. Dang it, they're jumping all over the place. Cut it out. How about a 3 and a 11? 3 on the 2 is a G3, and E21. It's going to be an E1, so an error on Wallach. And Mailer reaches. As Wallach threw that one a little wide of first. And Thompson wasn't able to dig it out. Good job by Mailer hustling down the line there. Shake these up a little bit, and it'll be Claudel Washington. Now Washington struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch from Smith. How about a possible wild pitch? Smith is a wild pitch 4, so let's see. Nope, not this time. So the pitch to Washington is a 1-12. It's going to be a single 1 to 12 or a line out to second. It's a line drive, but right at the second baseman, who would be Vance Law, for the first out of the inning. Mailer goes nowhere. Still standing at first. And here's Rafael Ramirez. The pitch from Smith. How about a 5-9? Lofted out to center. Webster roams over and makes the play. 2 down. Here's Dale Murphy. Murphy struck out his first time up. Mailer on first with 2 outs. And the garbage men are outside, and my dog's upset about it, but that's all right. We'll continue. Smith delivers and strikes out Murphy. Second strikeout of the day for Murphy, and that'll end the inning. 1 left. No score as we head to the 4th. And we'll take a brief momentary break here so your announcer can sip some water. Have a couple of cool ideas for projects that I'm sorting out here as we get a little bit into our 86 season. This one's going to take us a long time, folks. So we're not going to play just 86. We're going to intersperse it with some other shorter projects and maybe some different sports. Maybe even some one-offs. But for now, it's going to be Mailer going back to the mound for the 4th to take on Jason Thompson. If you were wondering, Mailer and Smith both have a point of weakness of 6. So Thompson waits. He walked his first time up, this time a 3-8, and that's another walk for Thompson. That's mostly what's on his card is walks. Not much of a hitter. Good patience at the plate, though, and must have a good eye, or maybe he's just afraid to swing. But in any case, Thompson is on. They won't hold him. And Ubi Brooks comes to the plate. Brooks grounded into a double play his first time up. Mailer with the pitch. How about a 5-4? That's the right-hander. That's a fly ball center field X. Dale Murphy a 1E6. And that's an 18-6. 18 on a 1 is an F3, and a 6 on a 6 is nothing. So Murphy makes the play. No problem. Thompson retreats to first, and there's 1 away. Tim Wallach comes to the bat. Mailer ready to deliver to Wallach. The pitch, a 6-5. Right-hander fly ball to center. Murphy again will make the play. Routine medium deep. And that'll bring Webster to plate. Mitch is 1 for 1 today. A single back in the 3rd. Mailer delivers a 3-6. Double 1 to 8 or a fly ball to left. That's going to be a fly ball to left field, no problem out there for Terry Harper. And the side is retired, 1 left. Still no score as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Smith will face Horner, Harper, and Virgil in the 4th. Here's Bob Horner, 0 for 1 today. What a 1-3. Grounded down to first. Thompson has it and flips to Smith for the first out. Here's Harper. Harper is a single in his first at bat. This time a 4-9 against the right-hander is a grounder down to 3rd. It'll be taken by Wallach, who guns it over to Thompson to retire Harper. Strong throw to get the speedy Harper, and there's 2 away. Here's Ozzie Virgil. Virgil had a single earlier, thanks to the hole opened up by the hold. There's no hole this time. He's going to have to work harder for his base hit. How about a 2-3? That's a ballpark single. Oops, we don't have the number. What do you know? I didn't roll for weather, so let's take a brief break while we roll for weather. Pull out our handy-dandy Strat-O-Matic Super Advanced Weather Chart. We have a night game in Atlanta in April. That's a 9. Oscar, good boy. Garbage men are outside, and the dogs are triggered. Oscar. It's going to be an average day. Oskies, please stop. 312 and 1913. All right, so now we know what's going on. That's a ballpark single chance for the right-handed Virgil, so 1 to 12 will be a base hit. It is not. It's a line drive right to the shortstop. So Brooks makes the play. 1-2-3 inning here for Smith. The Braves are retired in order. We go to the fifth.
Off the table.
Knotted at 0.
No.
Here's Bill Ardello. 0 for 1 today. But a 1-9. Base on balls. We appreciate your understanding and patience as we deal with non-perfect recording conditions. In a small house with a couple of dogs and some active garbage men today. So Bill Ardello is on. He is not being held. I like to roll for these. He's a 2 to get a good lead and a 20 if he does. So let's have some fun. Give Bill Ardello a chance of getting his 1 or 2 stolen bases for the year. He does not achieve a good lead. And that'll bring up Smith. Well, with a tight game here, Smith is going to try to lay it down. So he'll be a bunting... well, they're not holding him, so he's going to be a bunting C. Smith will try to sacrifice. And that's going to be a 5-7. If I can pick up the sacrifice paper. 5 indicates first baseman will field it, and a 7 indicates a successful sacrifice. So a good bunt by Smith. We'll move Bill Ardello to second. So a runner in scoring position now with 1 out for the Expos, and Raines comes up. Tim's 0 for 1, and he walked. How about a 3-4? Fly ball out to left. Harper has it in sight and makes the play for the second out. Here's Vance Law, base hit. Might and should put the Expos ahead. Law 0 for 2 today. Mailer with the pitch. How about a 3-8? Pops this one up on the infield. No problem for the shortstop Ramirez. And 1 will be left for the Expos. They do not score here in the 5th, and we still have no score in this game. Bottom of the 5th. It's Oberkfell leading off against Smith. Oberkfell struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch. How about a 3-6? Base on balls. Just a little outside, and Oberkfell has himself a walk. Brings up Glenn Hubbard. Well, with the pitcher coming up, Hubbard's probably not going to bunt. The pitch from Smith, a 2-7. Grounded down to short. Is Oberkfell being held? He is. That's going to get through. So Oberkfell over to third, and the Braves have something going here. First and third suddenly. Nobody out, and it's going to be the pitcher, Mailer. They're going to let him hit away. See if he get a little lucky. First and second, nobody out. It's a 6-7 against the right-hander. Strikes him out. Well, it's better than a double play. Sometimes you'd rather the pitcher strike out in a situation like that than anything else if he's not going to get a base hit. So, first and third, 1 out. Here's Claudel Washington. He's 0 for 2. As the Braves try to get the first run of the game across. 6-9. A fly ball right field. That's pretty deep. That's going back. It's going to be short of the track, but Dawson, even with Dawson's strong arm, it should be deep enough. And it is. Oberkfell races home ahead of the throw. Dawson's throw actually comes into second and is cut off there. So Atlanta takes a 1-0 lead on Washington's sac fly. There's now 2 outs and Hubbard at first. Smith delivers to Ramirez. A 1-7. Single 1-5 or a line out to third. A line drive, but right into the glove of Wallach to end the inning. But the Braves finally break the scoreless tie open, and it's 1-0 Atlanta as we head to the 6th. Mailer will come back out. Both pitchers are going to be in their POW inning now, point of weakness. So they're susceptible to fatigue if they give up any combination of 3 hits or walks. Mailer on the mound to pitch to Dawson. Dawson thus far 0 for 2. How about a 3-6? A line drive. Oberkfell takes a step to his right, a little hop, and he makes the play to retire Dawson, first out. Here comes Jason Thompson, the king of walking. 2 walks so far today. We don't need the 20 just yet. How about a 4-6 against the lefty? That's another walk. Go figure. It doesn't matter whose card you roll on. Thompson's got his 3rd walk of the day. Thompson will not be held. He wants to go and steal with a 3 success rating. He can go right ahead. He'd actually be a 1-2 in this case. So Brooks comes to the plate. Brooks 0 for 2. Mailer with the pitch is a 2-11. Grounded on the ground, as will be said, to Ramirez. Ramirez over to Hubbard for 1 and on to Horner at first to complete the 6-4-3 double play and end the inning. So nothing doing here in the 6th. As I like to say, a non-traditional 1-2-3. Mailer being helped out by his defense, and right now he's the pitcher of record with the W if they can hold on to this 1-0 lead. The Braves will send up Murphy, Horner, and Harper to try to get some insurance, and Smith comes out to pitch the 6th. The pitch to Murphy is a 3-5. Strikes him out. That's the 3rd time Smith has struck out Murphy today. Seems to have his number. Well, here's Horner. Horner has hit 2 ground balls today to no result. How about a 1-7? That's another grounder. Down to short, no problem for Brooks. He tosses to Thompson to retire Horner, and there's 2 down here in the 6th. Here's Terry Harper. He's 1 for 2. Smith delivers a 1-3. This one's grounded down to Thompson at first. He will pick it up, take a step, and toss it to Smith, who steps on the bag to retire Harper. So a 1-2-3 inning for Smith, who's pitching well, but right now stands to lose it unless the Expos can get something going. So here's Rick Mailer to the mound to face Wallach, Webster, and Bilardello in the 7th. Wallach ready. Mailer with the pitch, a 4-5. And there's a base on balls, a leadoff walk to Wallach. And leadoff walks are often trouble, folks. In this case, they'll be holding them on. And Webster to the plate. We'll see what Wallach's second steal success rating is. Not great. He'd be in bad shape if he didn't get a good lead. So Webster going to hit away. Thought about bunting there, but not right now. 3-7. Well, good thing I didn't. Webster goes the other way and slaps a single into left field. It'll be fielded there by Harper. And he's up quickly, but Wallach was on the move and ends up at 3rd ahead of the throw. So 1st and 3rd now. Mailer on the verge of fatigue, and Bilardello coming up. Bilardello, a very good punter. They will play the... how are we going to play it? They're going to play the corners in. And Bilardello's going to try to squeeze the runner home. Look out. That puts me in the danger of having to figure out how to steal home if everything goes to crap, but Bilardello will be a B here on the squeeze play. And that's going to be a 4-11. 4 means the first baseman will handle it, and B is a 1-2. Batter attempts to bunt but misses the pitch. The runner on 3rd must steal home. Well, here we go. You'll forgive me while I take a brief reference. I know it's -9. Might just be pitchers hold in -9, but let me double check. It's been a while. Let's see, stealing home. Seconds adjusted, second steal success rating, but there's no adjustment for the catcher-pitcher effect. Instead, deduct 9 from the rating, and if he's being held on pace, he was not. Deduct an additional 4. So, Wallach is trying to steal home. I think he's an 11. So he's a dead duck, man. It's a 1 to 2 chance of him stealing home right here. We were really counting on Bilardello to get down a good bunt. Oh, that's a cocked die. We have to re-roll that. It was almost a 1. Nope, it's a 20. Man, is he dead. So that's going to be a caught stealing. As he just ends up trotting right up to Virgil, who tags him out. And Bilardello's still up, actually. So now Bilardello will hit away. He's actually going to hit and run here. He'll be a B. Oop, wild pitch is possible. 1 to 4. Got a jumper. It is a wild pitch. Well, look at that. That would have scored the run. But instead, Bilardello's eventful at-bat continues. Webster down to 2nd, and now Bilardello will hit away. So at this point, we got to figure there's 2 strikes on Dan. Mailer ready to deliver. Some base running mistakes might bail him out of this inning. That's a 2-4, grounded back to the pitcher. He looks Webster back to 2nd and tosses to 1st for the 2nd out of the inning. That'll bring up Smith. You hate to take Smith out. He's pitching really well. He's a pretty good hitter. You know, not as good as a pinch hitter, but it's still a little early. It's the 7th. Well, it's not that early, huh? Still, I'm going to go with my gut here and keep Smith in. He's pitching so well. We're going to let that one stand, and it's a 2-7. This will be a strikeout to end the inning, so Mailer gets a lot of help from some bad base running and some good defense. That botched sacrifice, or botched squeeze play, costs Montreal big. And they still trail by 1 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. It's the 7th inning stretch, folks. Take me out to the ball game anytime you want, but right now, let me take a drink of water. There we go. We got barking dogs, gulping water. The garbage men seem to have moved on, and the dogs have settled. As we have a close one here, a real pitcher's duel between Smith and Mailer. And the Braves right now are on top of that 1-0. They'd like to add to that lead, and they'll send Virgil, Oberkfell, and Hubbard up to 6, 7, 8 hitters. Here's Ozzie Virgil. Virgil so far 1 for 2 today. How about a 1-8? Well, he'll be 1 for 3. That's a grounder to second. Should be no problem for Law, and it's not. He throws out Virgil for the first out of the inning. Here's Oberkfell. Ken today, 0 for 1, a run scored and a walk. Struck out in his only at-bat. How about a 2-11? This one's popped up behind the plate, and Bellardello will take a few steps back and make the play for the second out. That brings up Hubbard. Hubbard's 1 for 2. We've got a runner. We caught him. How about a 4-11? Grounded down to short. Gilby Brooks is there, and plenty of time to retire Hubbard. Another 1-2-3 inning for Smith. That's why they left him in. We just hope that Byrne doesn't end up pitching a gem and losing. Well, the Braves fans hope he does. The Expos fans would like to see it go the other way. We go into the 8th. It's the top of the order for Montreal. It'll be Tim Rock Raines, 0 for 2 today, to go with a walk. Mailer to deliver. Now, if he gives up 2 hits or walks in this inning, he'll be tired. It's a 5-3. It's going to be right field X, with Raines batting left. But a 20-11 against a 3-E10 for Claudel Washington. So 20 on a 3 is an F3, and 11 on an E10 is nothing. So Washington is in and makes the catch, no problem. He'll retire Raines for the first out of the inning here in the 8th. That brings up Vance Law. The right-hander, 0 for 3 today, has not gotten the ball out of the infield. 6-7. And he won't get the ball in play this time. Mailer strikes him out on a nasty curveball. And there's 2 down quickly. Here's Dawson. Dawson also has not escaped the infield today. 2 ground outs and a pop out. He's 0 for 3. Mailer is set. The windup and the pitch. About a 4-9. Strikes out Dawson. A 1-2-3 inning for Mailer. He might be getting stronger as this game goes on, folks. You can smell the complete game victory. But to do so, he would have to pitch the 9th fatigued because you're automatically fatigued when you go 2 over your POW. So he's at that point now. And Smith's about to be at that point. Well, they seem cognizant of that, folks. And they are actually going to pinch hit for Mailer here. So Mailer's day is done. He goes 8 innings. Let's see what he's done. 1. He's given up just 2 base hits. No homers, obviously. No runs or earned runs. A couple of walks. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He has walked 7. Which is probably one of his big problems. Although he usually gives up a lot of hits. That's crazy. Let's see, strikeouts. I know he's got at least 1. They're all late. 3 strikeouts. So he really was getting stronger as the game goes on, but his day is done, nevertheless. And we'll have a pinch hitter for Mailer. First, let's file him away. Meanwhile, in the bullpen for the Braves, Gene Garber is warming up. If you're wondering who they have intending to pitch the ninth, he would be their closer. So who's going to hit for Mailer against the right-handed Smith? Let's see what we got. Very, very possibly Omar Moreno or Gerald Perry or Chris Chambliss. You know what? We're going to go with one of my old favorites, Chris Chambliss. A big part of my baseball history in the late 70s Yankees championships. So Chambliss will pinch hit for Mailer. To lead off the eighth here for the Braves, who are trying to get an additional run. Chris waits for the pitch from Smith, pardon me. 5-7. Ground ball, second base, X. Second baseman is Vance Law, a 3E6. How about a 17-14? It's going to be a G1. And nothing doing. So Law will make the play, and Chambliss, the pinch hitter, is retired. One away. Got to bring up Washington. Washington 0 for 2 today. He did drive in the only Braves run with a sac fly. Smith delivers 2-8. And he's down on strikes. Great pitch by Smith. Washington couldn't believe it. He just stood there. He was badly fooled. And Ramirez will come up with 2 outs. Ramirez 1 for 3 today. Also was caught stealing back in the first. How about a 5-5 for the righty Ramirez? Ground ball, shortstop, X. 3E32 for UB Brooks. Got a jumper. And it's a 1-7. Single 1-5 or a line out to third. A 9, that means a line out to third base. No problem for Wallach. 1-2-3 inning here for Smith. He's doing everything he can do to keep his team in this game, but they have not complied thus far. And let's see who the new pitcher is going to be for Atlanta. It is indeed going to be Gene Garber. So Chambliss will come out. Garber is a 1-hitter if it gets back to him. All right. A little bit of bookkeeping here. Let's see, that was an A. This will be our B. And Garber will come in to try to shut this one out. He will have a save opportunity. It's just a 1-0 game. And he's going to face Thompson, Brooks, and Wallach. Thompson they have high hopes for. You can see he doesn't have a lot of base hits on his card. He only ends up getting 51 at bats, a 196 hitter. But I'm trying to think the way the manager would be thinking, which is, I'm batting this guy clean up on opening day. I expect big things from him this year. We'll see how that goes. We know how it's going to turn out, folks, but the manager didn't. That's how we'll try to play it. We're not going to strat ball here is what I'm saying. So 5-7 is a double 1-12 or a single. And go figure. He comes through here. Thompson with a double. He's had a perfect day. 3 walks and a double now, and he is on second base. And now they're actually going to relieve him because he's not a speedster. So they're going to find a pinch runner for Thompson. He's only a 1-8. We got Al Newman, who's a 1-15. And Herm Winningham. They're actually going to go with Herm Winningham as the pinch runner. Winningham, a pretty good runner. He's got a B stealing rating and a 1-16 running ability. So Thompson's day is done. And Winningham comes in. Winningham's in with UB Brooks coming up. Brooks not a good bunter. He's a D. Is Winningham held at second? 13. Be a 12. They're actually going to hold him at second. They're going to play behind him and hold him a little close, which might open up a hole for Brooks. We'll have to see. That means the second baseman will be holding him on, just for reference. The pitch from Garber, it's a 3-6. And that's going to be a single, 2 asterisks. UB Brooks comes through. Gene Garber has blown the save. The first 2 batters he faced. as the speedy Winningham comes around to score. Let's keep Hearn like that so we know we have to take care of him, because they will be going back in the field the next inning now no matter what. So Brooks is on first. Winningham scores. It is tied up now, 1 apiece. Brooks will be held on. And here's Tim Wallach. As I said about strap bowling, if you guys are wondering why I do or do not hold certain guys on, if they have any chance of stealing at all, I figured that a major league manager would hold them on in most situations, so that's what we do. And if they have no chance of stealing, we don't. I don't worry about the asterisk or anything like that. I just worry about the reality of, would this guy occasionally try to steal a base? If the answer is yes, he gets held. So Brooks is on first, and here's Wallach. I'm actually going to put the hit and run on with Wallach. It's a 1-5 on a hit and run B because of the hold. That might be a good result, or it might be a terrible result. That's a single 2 asterisks, and Garber looks like crap today. Not only has he blown the save, he's now in danger of blowing the game. Because it's first and third with nobody out, and Mitch Webster coming to the plate. They will have to play the infield in to cut off the go-ahead run. Webster will be hitting away. It's cocked slightly. How about a 5-7 left-handed Webster? Double 1-12, single 13-20. Garber obviously has nothing today. A base hit. The 4th in a row since Garber's entered the game. UB Brooks scores. Wallach all the way over to third. And Webster with an RBI base hit to give the Montreal Expos a 2-1 lead here in the top of the 9th. And I don't know what's going on with Garber, but his day's done. They have seen enough. And they get him out of there in a hurry. Chuck Tanner not happy as his closer blows the save and gives up the lead here in the first game of the season. See who they bring in for Garber. I think it's going to be Jeff Dedman, a workhorse for the Braves bullpen here. Garber goes 0 innings pitched, and so far he's given up 4 hits and 2 runs. He's still on the books for the other 2. So we'll have to see what happens, but Dedman will come in. To try to put out the fire and give the Braves a chance in the bottom of the 9th. Now they have to think about what they're going to do. The good news is Atlanta has the heart of the order coming up in the bottom of the 9th, so if they can keep it close, they have a chance. But here we are, first and third. They're going to have to play for the double play here, I think, to try to get some outs. They'll concede the run if it comes to it. And Bill Ardello to the plate. Dan's not going to try to drop one down this time. He's swinging away, 5-4. Well, that's a base on balls. And that'll load him up. So nothing going the Braves' way right now. The Expos don't have an out. They've sent 5 men up. All 5 men have reached. 2 runs are in, and the other 3 runners are waiting patiently. Brent Smith due to bat. That's finally not going to happen. Smith will head for the showers. And we'll find a pinch hitter here. So let's do some card shuffling. We got Smith put away. We'll find out who the pinch hitter is going to be. We have a pinch hitter for Smith. Let's see who the Expos have. Well, Thompson's already out. Jedman's a right-hander. Wallace Johnson's an option. Wayne Kranchicki is a lefty. Al Newman, not so much. Andres Galarraga doesn't hit great against righties, though. At least in this iteration. And Mike Fitzgerald, but he's our backup catcher. He'd actually be our best option here. Instead, they're going to go with... Johnson or Kranchicki? I think we're going with Johnson. Pardon me, I think we're going with Wayne Kranchicki. Wayne Kranchicki comes to bat. Kranchicki bats from the left side. And he steps into the left-handed batter's box, awaits the pitch from Dedman. The bases are loaded. The Braves just want an out here, any out. The pitch from Dedman, it's a 4-9 against the left-hander, and it's a single to center, right up the middle. No asterisk. We might have a chance to score 2 here. We'll have to take a look at the situation. Wallach does score. Webster's around third. He's fast. Nobody was being held. Let's look at Webster. I know Webster's a speedster. He's a 1-16. He wasn't being held, which makes him a 1-17. And the center fielder's arm is a -3, makes it a 1-14. He's going. A 12. He's in there, ahead of the throw, just barely. Murphy tried to gun him down. He's got a good arm. Villardello ends up at third, and Smith holds at first. Krenchicki holds at first, a 2-run pinch hit single. And things have gotten out of hand here. Braves now lead. The Expos now lead the Braves 4-1. There's still nobody out, and it's first and third, and Tim Raines coming to bat. So, switch hitting. Raines bats left. He's 0 for 3 today with a walk. We got a kicker there. 5-11. Fly ball. Oh, pardon me. Wrong column. Fly ball right field X. Washington's a 3-10. Washington's going back on it. Let's see if he can make a play. E10, we've got a 12-7. It's going to be an F2. F2, nothing doing. That will be deep enough to score the run. So a sacrifice fly here for Raines. Villardello comes home. And Krenchicki retreats to first. But they finally have an out. The 5th run is in. It's now 5-1 Expos. Advanced Law to the plate. Krenchicki on first. I don't think Krenchicki has speed, but let's see if he's being held. He's got enough speed to be held. So Krenchicki being held. Law at the plate. It's a 3-7. It's the right-hander. Well, that would be a pop-out shortstop. It's not a clutch situation because there's nobody in scoring position and there's not 2 outs. So pop out to shortstop for the second out. Ramirez makes the catch. And that brings up Dawson. Dawson's 0 for 4 today. Struck out his last time up. Got a 2-6. Strikes him out. So Dawson 0 for 5. And that's the final out of the inning, but the damage is done. The Expos scored 5 big runs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now Garber is on the hook for the game. He stands to lose it. And let's see. Winningham's due up if they were to somehow score 4 runs and tie it up. So what do we want to do here? We need a first baseman, and we need a pitcher. Well, the first baseman, I think, is going to be Krenchicki. I think he has that. Yep. So Krenchicki will stay in to play first and bat 9th. He's a first base 4E15. And Winningham's day will be done, I think. Actually, Winningham's going to stay in and play right field, now that I'm looking at it. He's going to be a right field 2 with a +1 arm, E7. Dawson's day will be done. And the pitcher will take Dawson's spot since it just passed. Now let's find out who the pitcher's going to be. Dawson's out. He goes over here. And the pitcher is actually going to be Jeff Reardon. Reardon coming in as a closer. He's a batting number 1, so we'll put his pitcher's batting card in the lineup here in the event that the game gets tied. So Reardon will come in. In relief of Smith. And Smith now stands to win it. He went 8. Mailer and Smith both pitched very well, but the bullpen blew it here for Atlanta. And now the heart of the order has some work to do. It's Murphy, Horner, and Harper against Reardon. Reardon from the right side. Murphy bats right. Here's a pitch, a 2-9. And that's going to be a ringing double to right field. 1 hops the fence. And that's not who's up. Hate when I do that. A ringing double for Murphy to lead off the inning. Not too much concern yet from Buck Rogers in the Montreal dugout. The Expos, by the way, 84 and 77 last year. They finished third in the National League East, while Chuck Tanner led the Braves to a fifth-place finish in the National League West, 66 and 96. So Murphy on second, nobody out yet, and here's Bob Horner. How about a 6-3 against the right-hander? Fly ball left field X. Tim Raines is a 1E7. That'll be a 15-11. It's going to be an F3. F3 nothing. So the runners will hold. Raines makes the play. And there's one down. Horner retired. We'll bring up Harper. Harper 1 for 3 today. Reardon with the pitch. How about a 1-7? Base on balls. So first base was open. He was a little too careful with Harper. And things are getting close now, folks. Now we have the tying run on deck. But Ozzie Virgil will have to get on base first to make that interesting. There's first and second. One out, and Virgil to the plate. Virgil with the occasional power. He does have normal power against right-handers. Reardon delivers a 2-5, and that's a base on balls. So all of a sudden, both teams finding their offense in the ninth. The bases are loaded for the Braves, and Kent Oberkfell is coming up. Reardon suddenly sweating and finds himself in a closer situation. So Oberkfell today, 0 for 2, walked and scored a run. He waits from the left side for the pitch from Reardon. It'll be a 3-7. Fly ball to center. Looks like it's going to be deep enough. They will not contest Murphy scoring. It'll be a sac fly 8. Murphy comes home as the throw comes into third. So now it's 5-2, and the tying run's still at the plate. With 2 outs, it'll be Glenn Hubbard due to hit. Let's see if the Braves want to do any kind of pinch hitting here. Hubbard's not a bad hitter. Well, I take it back. Hubbard's not a great hitter at all. 230 batting average. Looks like he hits righties a little bit better than he does lefties. But still, the Braves are going to look for another option. Billy Sample, definitely a better hitter. Moreno, not so much. Gerald Perry, not so much. Andres Thomas, not so much. Ted Simmons. Hubbard's not terrible compared to any of these guys, to be honest with you. I think our best looking guy was Sample. Let's see. Let's do a side-by-side comparison. A couple of ballpark homer chances there. Yep, we're going to go with Billy Sample as the pinch hitter. So Hubbard's day is done. This will be the D. Turned into an exciting ball game at the end here. It was always close. But Sample, right now, is the Braves' last chance. He needs to get on base for this game to continue at the very least. So Reardon, set from the stretch, takes a glance at Harper. Harper not going anywhere. Not in this situation. How about a 2-5? Single 1 to 13 or a line out to third. That's a 12. That's just past the outstretched glove of the infielder. It's going to be a base hit, and the bases will be once again loaded. Now Hubbard on first base is the tying run. The go-ahead run will come to bat, and that would be Dedman in the order. Obviously, that's not going to happen, so Dedman's day is done. And this will be a pinch hitter for the Braves. Now we got to figure out who's the next best guy. Against righties. Boy, if it's Omar Moreno, we're in trouble. Might be Gerald Perry. I'm going to go ahead and say, is it Perry or Simmons? 1 to 8, ballpark homer chance there. It's actually Perry. I think it's going to be Perry. So Gerald Perry is going to come in and try to keep this game going for the Braves. Perry. So Reardon now. Bases are loaded. There's 2 men out. The tying run on first. Perry represents the winning run. And Reardon delivers to Perry, the left-hander. How about a 4-9? Single 1 to 11 or line out to second. It's a 15. Line out to second base. A leaping catch by Vanslaw will end this game. Well, the Braves tried. They tried to come back. They score 1. They leave 3. And end up falling to the Expos by a score of 5-2. The winner here is going to be Bryn Smith. Actually ends up getting the win. Reardon, no save because he came in with a 4-run lead. Garber will take the loss. And that's pretty much it. Dedman pitched 1. Reardon pitches 1. And the Braves lose their opening day game here against the Expos by a score of 5-2. Our player of the game, if there's going to be one, well, could it possibly be Jason Thompson, who scored the tying run? Let's see. Oh no, you know what? Mitch Webster. Yep, it's going to be Mitch Webster. Mitch Webster went 3 for 4, scored a run, and knocked in the go-ahead run in the 9th. So Mitch Webster is your JC Sports Replays player of the game. Folks, thanks for hanging out with me as we continue our 1986 replay. I'll see you next time. My name is Joe. This has been JC Sports Replays, enjoying some Strat-O-Matic baseball with you. See you.